Howdy folks, this is Brad and I'm in Lucy right now. And this is an episode of the Compression Vlog. This is our newest series that we have right here on the Compression Network that we are uploading every week. Seriously, big goals for us, I know. We're uploading this every week and we are going to be posting these videos quite sporadically, showing you guys the kinds of things that, we want to talk about. It can be anything. Politics, current events, anything, and especially car-related stuff, because, we're a car channel. That's what we do. So if you folks are interested, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more right here on the Compression Network, because we're going to have more coming to you. So, automotive stereotypes. That is today's subject. And really, do the stereotypes of certain cars reflect their drivers? This is something we hear about all too often, okay? And let's be honest here, this is something that you've probably heard as a joke on other channels. Like, for instance, Priuses. On all the automotive channels, it's the assumption that if you own a Toyota Prius, you are immediately concerned about saving the environment. Speaking of Priuses, you're not concerned about practicality, about looks, about driving pleasure, about speed, about anything. As a matter of fact, according to most hot rod channels, if you drive a Prius, you're probably a bit of a wuss. Of course, then you also have, like, souped-up trucks. Like, I just passed one that gives me an idea, or that Jeep Wrangler right there. If you drive a souped-up truck or a muscle car, you're probably a little obsessed about your personal image. You want people to think that you're, especially if you're a dude, that you're big and strong and masculine and, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Freaking gnarly, dude. Maybe that's not the right word. But, the muscle appeal of having a V8. I have a V8 in this car. I am not a muscular dude. Am I obsessed with that idea? No. Am I obsessed with people's image of myself? No. I just really like my car. Speaking of which, here's a Mustang. Hey, I got a nod. Oh, and that guy broke down on the other side of the road. That kind of sucks. So, are we obsessed? Do we have an image in mind when we purchase a vehicle? Is that the reason we buy it? In my opinion and from my experience, no. Now, this car was my father's. This particular Fox body Mustang was my dad's. It still kind of is. How should I explain this? It has since fallen into my care and has been put into my name for the sake of insurance reasons. However, it is still effectively his car. Does that make sense? The whole idea of this whole macho image is I'm following a big jacked up Dodge Ram right now with a vape smoke blowing out the window and heavy rumble flying behind it and beautiful shockwaves of sound. Do stereotypes of cars really reflect their owners? I think that is the more appropriate title of this episode. And in my opinion, again, from my experience, no, it does not. Some of us just like to drive cars for certain reasons. I like to drive this car because it's a blast. I love driving the Fox body. I just love cruising around in it. It's something that's very satisfying about the old torquey V8 and a 5-speed manual. It's just the driving feel of it. The Mustang is a Mustang. It's a fun car. It's not meant to be super fast. As I tell people, Lucy, she could probably be out-dragged by like a horse and buggy. But you know what? Who cares? Because she looks cool. She's very retro 80s. Looks cool, sounds good. You know what I'm saying. It's a good time. My AMC Javelin, I don't even get to drive it yet. But, did I buy that just to feel better about myself because of my lack of muscles? No, I just think it's one of the most beautiful cars ever made, in all honesty, and I've always wanted to own one. So, really, does this whole stereotype apply? In my opinion, no, it doesn't. But at the same time, I do know people that are obsessed with this kind of image. This whole idea that they buy a vehicle because it reflects their personality. Take, for instance, SUV owners. I am also one of them. My daily driver is a 2001 Nissan Xterra, okay? Well, SUVs, in my opinion, reflect the image of a person that's adventurous, that likes to go places that cars usually aren't supposed to go, at least in terms of the actual off-roady SUVs. I'm not talking like crossovers. I'm talking about people that genuinely just want to have an adventure, I think that's actually a pretty accurate assumption. People who buy Jeeps typically soup them up because they like to go on adventures. And I mean, I genuinely know people, most of the people that I know that own Jeeps that soup them up do use them for off-roading. It's not just about putting the big jacked up 33s underneath of it and, you know, cruising around town trying to make yourself look all macho. It's the actual reason of, you know what, sometimes you like to hit up the trails, and that's okay. You know, I feel like genuine SUV owners, genuine off-roady SUV owners, actually own their vehicles for that purpose. They have a sense of adventure. They really like to go out and do things. And in my SUV, I can kind of see that in myself. So, you know, maybe there is a little bit of truth to this. I don't think necessarily that people automatically buy a vehicle for the reason of the image that it conjures up in one's mind. I feel like people buy vehicles because of their practicality and their actual reasons. Do we really need a 3/4 ton pickup truck that's capable of towing a space shuttle? No. Do people buy them anyway? Yeah. Do some people buy it for the image? Absolutely. I think it just varies person to person. I don't really think it's an accurate assumption. And there are also, of course, the negative stereotypes, like we already talked about with Priuses. Now, I know people that buy Priuses simply because they love them as a car. Yes, Priuses get some love. I know, that's a weird concept. But I do know someone who actually, genuinely love their Prius. They love the gas mileage it gets, they love the space in the cabin, they think it's very comfortable. It's a very practical car that just happens to get exceptionally good gas mileage. That's exactly what you're looking for in a car, by all means. For someone like me, I like my cars to be a little more exciting. You know, it's like adding a little bit of sriracha sauce to a bratwurst. You know, you have yourself a tasty dish as is, the bratwurst, and then you put sriracha on it. It just throws that little bit of flavor, that little bit of spice in there. I'm not talking someone who tries to drink as much hot sauce as possible to prove they're a man. You know, that's like buying the 2,000 horsepower dragster. Some people do like to go fast, don't get me wrong. But that's not me. You know, I just like that little bit of kick, that little bit of excitement, that little bit of difference that makes something unique and makes something special. Am I the only one in that regard? No, I don't think so. I know people that own cars because they think they're beautiful. I know people that own cars because they're collectibles. I know people that own cars because they're investments. I don't really agree with that latter one, but that's just me. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, talk down below. That's what these videos are about, folks. They are vlogs. You guys know what a vlog is. Come on, that's why you're watching my videos. So, you know, let me know down below what y'all think about this and, you know, your opinions on the subject. So, and always click the little bell icon. You'll see more from the Compression Network in the future. We'll catch you all on the flip side.